La 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 lee, la da da ha, la da da hee, la da da ha ha. Welcome to Beauty and the Breakdown podcast. I am Sarah, your host, and we are here with my co-host, Heidi Fell.
Whoa, yeah.
God, we have voices of angels.
Starting out strong. Since we don't have an intro yet, it's just gonna have to be us singing every single episode.
We had a week off.
Yeah, we did. So we're ready to fucking go.
Let's go. Mostly, actually, we had to skip yesterday too because I told Wyatt I was sick, but really I was just violently hungover.
Right,
I'm like,
yes.
I don't feel good.
Which ended up working out perfectly because I wasn't even in town.
Yesterday? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You drove to the dispensary.
I drove all the way to the dispensary.
Which I did not know there. Okay, so like there's a dispensary. Are we allowed to tell people this? Are you allowed to tell people this? Fuck it. There's a dispensary like 40 minutes from Indiana that you can go to.
Yeah, there's one in Danville, and I think the other one was either in Champaign or one of the ones that start with a C. But like from when I was in Terre Haute, from there, it was like 40 minutes to one, and then, or maybe it was Effingham. I think it was in Effingham, I lied.
Effingham? That's a city?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Over in Illinois,
Effingham.
yeah. Wait,
It's Effingham, dude.
I'm actually gonna,
It's fucking ham.
I want to look and see if it's, so it used to be called Zenleaf, but I actually think it's called Rise now. I think that's right.
That's all I'm saying at Thanksgiving this year. It's Effingham.
Distillery? We're not looking for distillery, the dispensary, Wyatt.
Distillery.
Not quite.
Wyatt thought you drove all the way to Illinois to get a beer.
I got multiple things on my mind.
He's got murder on
You're like,
his mind.
what kind of beer were you trying to get there?
I got murder on my mind.
Oh, yeah. It is a place.
Rise.
Told you, yeah. So I think that's the one I was thinking of. But I drove, I think all in all, it was like, I think it was more like an hour by the time I got there.
I'm not a weeder.
I'm not a weeder. I don't
do any weed.
I don't weedy.
So,
I don't weedy. I'm sorry.
I don't weedy or smoke. Just
See, listen, I'm not like an avid smoker, but I will say like the little disposable pins, they're so easy to just like have whenever I have anxiety or if I can't sleep, and they're not that expensive. I think like a pin that could last me a month was like $40.
Yeah.
So.
I have tried so often.
So many different weeds.
So they're always like, you haven't found the right strand. I'm like, well, they all make me freak out. So
Yeah, I feel like
I've also I've
did.
tried every strand of man there is. Haven't found one I like. So like
that is the hardest one. You will not find a strand of man that you like. I tell you what, they're all fucking gross. They all suck.
Starting to think it might be a me thing, but honestly, like I've tried them all. I've tried all the weeds. I've tried all the men. Like I'm starting to think there's not a strand out there for me.
The math is not adding up here.
No, I want to smoke weed. I know that I need it because I am like constantly just all over the place.
See, but it doesn't help me with that. It seriously only helps me if I'm having a lot of anxiety or I feel like I'm about to have a mental breakdown. It brings me back down enough to where I'm not like, and I don't even get like slapped high. It's just like a little bit goes a long way for me, but I'm not.
Slapped high. I tried it was like 2 weeks ago. I took like one hit out of a pen and I was like trying to play Monopoly and couldn't even like figure out how to move. Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to move my pieces. I was just like, I took one little hit out of a little weed pen and I was just looking at the game board like.
Yeah, see, I don't like being that high. I also don't like being paranoid high, and I don't like being high and I feel sick, which that's been happening more times than not lately. I can't do edibles anymore. I used to love edibles. If I do edibles anymore, I'm not kidding, it literally makes me sick. Like I've puked the last 3 or 4 times I've done edibles. It's got me that messed up.
Why do you keep doing it then?
Because I keep hoping for a different outcome, and I'm doing like different milligrams too, and they're all just fucking me up.
As I am like an avid drinker and was so hungover I couldn't even do the podcast yesterday. I'm like, why would you keep doing it if it makes you sick?
Yeah, seriously. No, I met this girl down at a basement bar here in Indy. What was that, Monday? No, it was Sunday night.
Yeah.
Fluttery eyes, slurring words, and wearing a Bengals oversized tee and a ball cap.
Well, the Bengals were playing.
Were they?
Yeah, so I was
footballing again. I forgot
it's
tis the season.
I was sports balling.
Sports balling,
and I wasn't planning on going out. So like, so basically, what happened is I was like, I want to be home by 9 p.m.
She got home at 3 a.m.
Well,
Very late to the occasion.
my thought process with it was like, I want to be home by 9 p.m. So I went out around, the Bengals game started at 4:25. So I went out to watch it.
Why so specific?
I don't know.
At 4:25.
I don't know why football starts
Stacked.
like that. It's like 4:25 and it's no
4:19.
reason.
Be there or be square.
It's not like there's a game right before it or something and they're scheduling out time. I have no idea why football games start
doesn't
at
make
such
any
a
sense.
4:23 Bengals are playing.
You're like, okay, I'll be there.
Wait,
Shut
do you
up.
say Bengals or Bengals?
I was just about to say,
I
Sarah, you
love-
pronounced it Bengals the first time, and then you said Bengals the second time.
Well, because I always said Bengals, and I'm from a town in Ohio, so we always say Bengals there. But when I go to Cincinnati, they say Bengals. So I don't know.
So I prefer the everything bagel with a little bit of cream cheese. I don't sport, but I do love myself a good bagel.
Who they think
Okay,
of
I will
them
say
bagels?
though, whenever we went to that last year, that was a lot of fun. That was the only time that I sports is when there's drinking involved and there's a lot of people. That's it. I'm still not even paying attention to whatever's happening.
So
on
I
the
forced
screen.
Heidi last year to go to the Bengals playoff game with me. It was the first
Cold
time.
as fuck. Cold as fuck. First off.
I love that's the part you bring up. Like it was cold.
It was outside. We were at a bar and they had the patio open in Cincinnati in the middle of the winter.
Okay, well, the Bengals were in the playoffs for the first time I'm not kidding. I have been a Bengals fan since I was born. As my family was. They have never been in the playoffs. I've never seen it, not once. So it was the first time that I ever got to see it.
So we took the mommy missile
Yes.
to Cincinnati. There was like what? There was 8 of us that went. No, 7.
It was a lot
There
of
was a
people.
group of us that packed up in this mommy missile, this van, and went to this game only to be outside.
Well,
I also got beer spill on me, so the whole front of my pants were fucking soaked.
Well, I had an Airbnb. What's up, dude?
What did you, baby?
I had an Airbnb booked to go watch the Bengals playoff game with a guy, and then 2 nights before he dragged me out into the yard by my feet into the yard. So I was
Right.
like,
So yeah.
I was like, I think we're done. I wasn't sure.
I don't know about you or where you stand since I was violently drugged by my ankles out your front door with none of my stuff. But are we still going to that game?
I'm like, are we breaking up or are we in love? Because I'm
one of the two.
I'm a little thrown off by this. So anyway, I'm like, okay, can't go with him. Like, I don't want to be drug out by my feet in Cincinnati. Like, that would be
Less
just like
than ideal.
dangerous.
Yeah, less than ideal.
So we all go to this Bengals game outside, get to see the Bengals win the playoffs. It was amazing.
It was fun. It was worth it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was really cold, but it was worth it. That was fun. That's the only time I'll ever really sports.
How did we get there? Oh yeah, you made fun of me for wearing a Bengals t-shirt
Yes,
out.
the t-shirt. The
Man.
t-shirt and the ball cap and
Well-
the fluttery eyes. A combination of the 3.
That's clearly how my Sunday went. We always talk about our weekend. So
Yes.
other than that, Saturday I had to. Well, I didn't have to. I went to my nephew's graduation party on Saturday.
Which I'm so sad I ended up missing. I honestly feel like I definitely should have went to that instead of work because Saturday did not end up being a money-making day anyway.
It was a lot. So
I also could have met all of the ex-boyfriends that you have told me about from high school, and I would get to see the cat that's been living in your mom's closet for 17 years.
17. It's 22.
Oh my God.
My mom has a 22-year-old cat. It's immortal. Her
Sick.
and like I used to say, her and Betty White are never gonna die, and then Betty White
White's
died.
died, and now this cat is still alive. This
So
cat
this
is still
cat literally
functioning.
outlived Betty White. I'm not kidding. It's like the oldest cat, and so she has to shave it, but she only shaves it's like parts that it can't clean. So it has its paws.
I
are
saw
all-
that. It literally has like the tip of its tail, like the paws, and then like
It
around
looks
its
like
head.
a little lion.
Poor
She's so
baby.
cute.
Poor baby.
So I had to go home for that, and yeah. So basically, what happened is my sister and I, when I was in high school and my sister was like 23, 24, we dated brothers, which sounds really cool. It sounds like a fun idea to like, oh, we're sisters and we're dating brothers. But then they had a baby. And so now my high school ex-boyfriend and I have a nephew together. My nephew literally used to tell people my aunt and uncle are dating. I'm like,
See, yeah, that's you can't do it. You can't. You're like, listen, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I'm like, shut the fuck up.
You're embarrassing our family.
And then at the graduation party, so he comes because it's my younger nephew that he's related to, but it was my older nephew's graduation party. And as we're there, my mom keeps introducing everyone to Jordan as my high school ex-boyfriend. And I was like,
it's just Jordan. Can it just be Jordan, Mom? Can we cut the shit?
I'm like, can we not introduce him that? Like, first off, it makes him look weird. It makes him look like he was just like, I heard Sarah's in town. Like,
I heard Sarah's here. Here I am.
Like, he was there. Like, it is weird because he was there as family-ish. Like, he was there with his family as family to celebrate Aiden. And then also my mom kept introducing him as my high school ex-boyfriend. And I'm like,
creepy. Like, makes it weird. Like, makes it uncomfortable for all involved.
Such a small town thing, though.
Yeah. No, definitely it is. 100%.
Like, in my mind, I didn't know that was weird. And now looking back.
You got at it, you're like, shit was weird. Shit was not adding up. But yeah. But yeah, so I'm sad I missed that. I feel like I could have definitely expanded on a lot of that. And
I'm so happy that you don't have the outside mic on because I know that girl walking. And
it was on and then I turned it off when like those guys were standing there.
Oh, you have it on?
No, it's off now.
Oh, hi, Bridget. She can hear us.
I just turned it back on.
What if I would have just started talking shit about you?
Oh my God.
It's like, I hate that woman. I'm kidding.
She's really pretty.
Okay, enough about my graduation party. Did you have a graduation party when you were?
No, I didn't, because remember I told you I was like so wrapped up in my high school. Like I fucking hated high school. High school was the worst 4 years of my life because I did not peak in high school. Thank fucking God now. But I literally graduated. I didn't even go my senior year. I graduated my junior year. When I was a sophomore, I was so ready to be out of high school. I took extra online classes so I could be graduated by the end of my junior year. I didn't walk. I had them email my diploma and I did not go to a single event. Not a single one. I went to prom my freshman year because my boyfriend was a senior and I didn't go to anything. No events, nothing. I literally cut that shit off.
Your freshman year was the only prom you went to?
Yes.
Dude, I did. Like, well, okay. I thought that I peaked in high school because I really did enjoy high school. Like, I went to all the dances. I was part of student council. Like, I was just super. I was prom queen. Like, I loved high school. I like I embaked myself in that shit.
That shit.
I was literally like a fucking cupcake in there, just baking it up. Like,
two blondes on a podcast, you getting baked.
I hate that I liked high school, but I did.
No, I hated it.
I had a graduation party. That's right when Chipotle was starting to really come up. Like
on the come up.
It was on the rise. Chipotle goes off, dude.
It takes off.
Oh, what's up, girl? There's a lot of people out tonight.
Yeah, there is. I was just thinking that same thing.
But anyway, I had Chipotle catered at my graduation party.
All right, you fancy bitch. Jesus Christ.
Chipotle catered. You're like, okay, fancy.
Go off. Okay.
That sucks. You didn't have a graduation party or anything.
I didn't want one either. I just like, I don't know. Like, I just like didn't have a ton of friends. Like, I was seriously what you see now. Like, I was very to myself in high school. I didn't talk to a lot of people. I didn't hang out with a lot of people. I didn't put myself out there really.
It's so interesting because I feel like you are so different now. Now I feel like you could talk to anybody.
I was not like that in high school.
You're very sociable.
I was not at that at all. Which, speaking of that, first off, also I'm going to say this. I've had several people be like, oh, like we listened to your podcast, whatever. One of the guys that I work with at Burn, he was like, I listened to your podcast. I was like, oh yeah, like what'd you think? And he goes, I didn't think you were that outgoing. He's like, you're not really that outgoing. I was like, I don't feel like I'm any different here than I am on that podcast, but you saying that just made me laugh. So like, what? Like,
no, I feel like I've even seen you at work and stuff, and you seem very.
That's what I thought too. So
you seem very easy to talk to.
You seem very approachable.
I definitely in high school I was always called like the social butterfly.
I was not. I hated everybody. I was also a bitch in high school. Like if you talked to me, I would fucking growl at you. Like I did not want people to talk to me.
You were the hisser. Do you remember that?
I was the cat. Yeah. No,
she always wore a skirt. The girl in high school that hissed always wore a skirt.
Skirts. I literally.
Wait, you did grow up Pentecostal. I forgot.
Shut up! Stop telling people that. Damn it.
Did you wear jean skirts?
Yes! Shut up! Oh my God. Not the jean skirt, not the denim skirt that went to the knee.
So it has to.
Listen, I'm not kidding. I got sent to it was called church camp in the summer.
I've heard of it.
Church camp. And I went 1 year with my best friend. Her name was Alexis. And we went to this church camp, and like the whole week was about you getting the Holy Ghost. And the Holy Ghost is when you like speak in tongues. And I remember when I was packing for this, that's all I could think. I was like, everyone's gonna hate me if I don't get this thing. Like I have to get this thing this weekend.
The Holy Ghost?
Yes, that was literally what they get you prepared for. And like I'm
Wait,
like
what do you
packing.
mean get that thing?
So okay, oh
Gosh,
my
you're trying-
God,
what does
yeah,
that
okay.
mean?
I listen, like
Are you trying to fuck the Holy Ghost? Like, what? I'll say it. Why? I know what you were thinking.
I grew up like this, so in my head, I'm like, yeah, this makes perfect sense. I grew up in a cult. No, this is shit. Like every time I say this, people have no idea what I'm talking about. So the Holy Ghost is like part of the Pentecostal religion where you speak in tongues, which could be
How do you
anything.
get him?
Could be anything. No, they literally call it a rush of the Spirit going through you and like an outpour of another language, basically.
Okay,
is
so were
what's-
they only choosing one person to get the Holy
No,
Ghost?
anybody can get it. Anyone can get it. It's like you. It's like you
so like
surrendering
you and your best
your
friend
soul.
and your best friend and your mom all could have gotten it.
Yes, yes. But if you don't get it, then like you're not spiritually in tune.
Who
I guess.
decides?
You do. You start fucking speaking another language that you don't even know in the middle of a service, then you got
So
the
you
Holy
could just,
Ghost.
You could just say like, "Oh, I've got it."
Yeah, no, I mean, like, people can hear you. Like, you
But
stand up
did
at this
you-
altar
okay, wait.
with your hands in the air, and you're literally just fucking spewing shit until you sound like you're speaking in a...
Did you do it?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Were you faking?
I don't think so.
Or do you really feel like
Listen,
you got the Holy
yeah,
Ghost?
12-year-old me at that altar put my entire pussy into getting that thing. I promise you, I deserved a plaque for all the work I put into getting that thing.
Wait, will you speak in tongues real quick?
No, you don't just speak in tongues. Like I couldn't just do it right now. I have not went
You
and
have to
prayed
practice. You have
at
to
an altar in like I can't even tell you when. When we got out of that religion, I was like, bye. I
But
did
you
not ever
really,
look back.
at that moment, felt like the Holy Ghost had taken
Yes,
over
it's
you.
like it's literally it's a whole thing. You seriously should look it up. But it is part of the religion.
I've seen people talk in tongues. I've Googled that.
But like speaking in tongues, it doesn't
that.
have like a what is the word I'm looking for? There's not anything specific. Like it's not like everyone has the same thing. Everyone's like different in doing it, if that makes sense.
Okay, so can two people speak in tongues at the same time?
Yeah. Like right next to each other? Absolutely. Absolutely they could. Tonguing.
Like, does it have to be like two girls, one guy, or can it be like
It could
three
be
girls?
anyone. It could be anyone. You and Jesus if you wanted it to be.
Who decided that though? Is it like the counselors at your church camp? Like who decided that? That like just all these rules. It seems like there's a lot of
It's
rules.
just the religion, like, and it's entire. Like, have you ever seen fucking Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey, like those Mormons,
No.
man? They be fucking like 50 bitches and have like 85 kids. Who decided that? We don't know.
They did, apparently.
Okay, yeah, they did. They did. But I don't know who
they
decided.
Got Cumden.
I don't. They got Cumden. No, I literally have no idea. I have no idea. I've never asked. That's a great question. I was going to like Bible school every Sunday from when I was like really little, so I feel whenever it's ingrained in your brain like that, I don't really have.
Yeah, like it just like you
Yeah.
thought that was normal.
Yeah, it
You
just made
felt
sense.
like
it
that
made
was
sense at that
normal.
time. It did, and I
And
mean,
that is what's
still,
so
there's still
crazy
some of
about
my
religion,
family.
yeah.
There's still some of my family. So on my dad's side, those are the ones that were Pentecostal. So my aunts and like some of my cousins still are, and they are still very much in that religion, and they still go to that same church and everything.
If your family heard this podcast, would they? They'd probably start speaking in tongues, like.
Yeah, they'd probably summon me to the altar. Okay, hold up. There was once, okay, so this story, I'm not kidding. This church was so incredibly like culty and very serious in their ways. So, like the Pentecostal
This was a
apostolic
Pentecostal
also,
church,
they
right?
go hand in hand. Yes. That religion, they are modest. So the modesty is like wearing like skirts, and They don't cut their hair. They don't believe in piercings. They don't believe in makeup. They don't really believe in like the old school
What's so
ones.
crazy is their form of modesty is just making women feel like they can't be
Yes.
pretty.
Yeah. And so they also like some of them didn't believe in like electronics. So having phones, TVs, stuff like that. That was like the older ones. But I remember my cousin brought her friend from school who wasn't in the church at all, which if you've never been in a Pentecostal church, like it would scare the shit out of you. People will run around screaming, like lay on the floor, like speak in tongues.
Hold on, wait.
I'm not kidding.
Every time you went to church, people were just running around screaming?
Yes, like that was part of service. That was part of service.
For
so
how
like,
long? Or
so
could it just
they
like,
would
you could
do
just
in the
break
very
out
beginning
like
of-
it was like a random act of dance? Like
No, in the very beginning of service, they would have worship time where they'd be like singing. So people would go up to the altar and they would like sing and praise and do all this shit. And like with that, people would get the Holy Ghost and they'd start running around. They'd start speaking in tongues. Yeah, okay, listen, I know, but hear me out. So not again. Yeah, no, I swear.
2 weeks in a row.
You could get it as much as you wanted, girl. So my cousin brought her friend to the service and they literally stopped the service and made everyone go pray over her friend because she wore jeans to church that day. And it traumatized the shit out of her. And I'm pretty sure that was when my cousin who went there, she pretty much stopped going after that too, because I think they were in like middle school or high school whenever that happened. But it's like, that's the shit that they did there. So when we came out of it, I mean, it was like,
For jeans?
yeah.
So
yeah.
I went to like a youth group or whatever for like 6 months one time, and my friend, I had that like one like, you know, that friend that you have in like middle school that's like a little bit trashy but like teaches you everything.
Yeah, but you still really like them a lot, even though everyone else kind of hates them.
Yeah, like
yeah, I had one of those.
She showed me my first penis. I had never seen one before. And she took me to like her friend David's house and she was like, "Hey, Sarah's never seen a penis before.
Show her."
And he literally just right there.
All right,
like,
well, first off, David's done for. I'm sure he's in jail somewhere for freaking assault.
Well, he wasn't much older than us. He was like a couple years older than us, but he was just like, okay, and just like pulled his pants down. And I was
The
like,
willingness to show you is what's concerning.
that's the first penis I ever saw. I was just like,
That man was waiting his entire life to show you his
I
wiener.
What was the
literally
first thing that went through your head when you saw it?
okay.
Okay. We might be able to work with this.
I like,
All right.
I don't know. I remember a lot of hair. I do remember a lot of hair.
Not the pubes.
And it was very red. It was, God. I just remember thinking like, okay, I don't want to do anything with that ever.
ever again. Ever.
And we had one Corona. We thought that we were drunk. We split one Corona. We were like 14, I think. And we split one Corona that her mom had. And then we went and saw David's penis. Anyway, so her and I would go to this youth group together. And we would dress so inappropriately for middle schoolers for church. Like I would literally pick out a tube top and jean shorts.
Yeah. See, we like, no, that would not have flopped like that. That wouldn't have happened. Absolutely.
Have you heard my joke about that with my little cousin Emily? My little cousin Emily and I went to a church youth group for a little bit together too, and we had to like sit around in this circle, and they were like, "Sing us your favorite song, like whatever your favorite song is that you know." So like everybody.
Yes, wait, you did tell me that. That was like part of like one of your things. Like she started singing like Eminem or something.
Yes.
Right? Oh
so
my
like
God.
everyone sings their favorite song, and everyone's like singing songs by Mercy Me and like other Christian rock group bands. And then my little cousin Emily gets up and she's just like, "Hi, my name is what? My name is who? My name is Sicka
You know what's
Slim
really
Shady."
funny? You and I could have sang "All Around Me" by Flyleaf. That's a banger if I've ever heard one.
It actually is a religious
That is a
song.
good one. It is. That's why.
Song.
Yeah. Yep. Take me and Sarah home if we ever get on the touch tunes with Nickelback or Flyleaf. Done. We are done. Do not buy a single shot again.
I do love a good Nickelback song though.
You know, we've been meaning to talk about this. The whole social media makes people hate Nickelback. I thought I hated him. I lied. I love him. I'm sorry. I love him. It reminds me of my dad sitting in his garage drinking a fucking 6-pack of Miller Lite, smoking a fucking joint. I love Nickelback.
I never hated Nickelback. Not once.
I feel like I did for a minute because social media told me to, but then I like heard one of his songs for the first time in a really long time, and I was like, this shit slaps. Are you fucking kidding me? Like,
I got caught drinking at a Nickelback concert one time, and I would tell people I got caught drinking at a Nickelback concert, and they'd make fun of me, not for getting caught drinking.
but for being at a
For
Nickelback
being at a
concert.
Nickelback
See, but that's
concert
where
at
they're
19
wrong.
years
I'm
old.
telling you what, like if people would just listen to the good Nickelback songs, which there's a lot of them, I don't think that they would hate him. I love him. I don't know. I love him. I'll die on that hill. I will.
And Buck Cherry.
Another good one, Hinder, Evanescence.
Woo!
Bangers, all good. All amazing. All good, all
All
good,
right.
all
Did
good.
we ever talk about your weekend? How was your weekend?
Oh yeah, good. I worked all weekend per usual. I'm scaling back a little bit on my schedule, so I'm finally gonna have like Sundays and Mondays off when I finally need them. But Fridays and Saturdays, I'm still a prisoner to, which will be for the next several years until I get my life together, I think.
What happened this weekend? I feel like you do. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up. Can I bring it up?
Yes, please.
You got blocked.
Yes!
Yeah!
All right, we're going into it. So we're at the point where I finally won. I won. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. The ex finally blocked me on everything. A weird feeling, a weird kind of healing, but we're not gonna let this set
Here's
me
the
back.
thing, and I've told you this. I think the hard cutoff and the block is seriously, it hurts in the moment.
It so does.
But God, it makes it so much easier.
I will say though, it's like I've been anticipating that block for so long that I feel like it hurt worse that it didn't happen sooner, if that makes sense. Like I was expecting that to happen like 2 weeks after I moved, and it didn't happen until like I moved here in April, first week of April.
Yeah.
And we were in September. So like we've had a long stretch there.
I just feel like when you try and do the back and forth shit, like it never works out. And
Yeah.
and somebody, and I didn't learn until I'd never been blocked before until, because normally I do the blocking, but like somebody blocked me. My last relationship, they blocked me on everything, and at first I was like, "Fuck you, dude! Like you're gonna block me? Like
Yeah.
I was so good to you, I was so kind to you, but also when he did that hard block."
It forced you to
2
get
weeks,
over
I
it.
was over it.
Yeah.
2 weeks now, I see him and I'm like,
Because you're not like seeing their stuff, you're not communicating with them, there is no back and forth. And I agree with that. I definitely think that it's necessary. But then there's like the part of me that like I can't do it. And I don't know what it is. Like I'm one that I just feel like that's not a step I've ever been able to take. I've never blocked somebody that I've been in a relationship with or like had relations with or talked to.
have you
anything
been
like
blocked
that.
before?
Yeah, no. So my high
You're
school.
like, no, I'm crazy. I always get blocked.
Dude, I always fucking get blocked. I'm always the one that gets blocked. No, my fucking high school boyfriend. I mean, his now wife is the one I think that blocked me. But like when we broke up, man, that bitch was quick to take my ass off of everything. I was like, bye. But no, I am. I don't know. It's a weird kind of feeling. I feel like I was.
I truly think with you getting blocked, it's going to make the breakup and the healing so much quicker, though.
Well, whatever was left of it, for sure. Like,
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, like you've already drug it out too long.
Yeah,
And
I agree with that.
I think so often
that happens.
we drag out relationships that are over, that are done.
Beat to fucking death. And it never feels good to like see someone that you've like invested time in move on, obviously. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck. However, you also get stuck
like,
in the bad
that's-
patterns and the bad habits and the
That's
toxic
so
shit.
Annoying because not that you're annoying, but so often we're like, oh, like I've invested so much time. Okay, well then why are you still investing time?
True. Very true. Very true. Very true. It goes
Like-
hand in hand though, for sure. Like,
You've already invested the time. Do the cut. You're young. You still have time. Like do the hard cutoff so you don't invest any more time in it.
yeah,
Like,
for sure. For sure. For sure. Yes.
You're like, I don't want to
sure.
do this anymore.
No, I definitely agree with you. I'm not even like it. I feel like it's so crazy. I just think relationships at this point are just so fucking overrated because you go into them knowing at some point it's gotta end. Like you
It's
do.
like-
When do you not? When do you not? Any relationship I've been in, I'm like, that's gonna fucking hurt. This is gonna fucking hurt eventually. I always in my head anticipate there being an end. I always do.
You know that moment too when you first realize you like you've been talking for like
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, and you know it's gonna hurt. You know
you've
it's
been
gonna
talking
suck.
for like a month or two, and
like,
then all of a
fuck.
sudden you
Fuck.
like you look at them and you give them that little forehead kiss in the morning
Ew,
or
and
whatever.
you wanna puke
and
because
you're
that
like,
shit's.
you're like, this is gonna hurt in 6 months. Like you
fuck.
just know at that point, like
Yes. Yep. Exactly. And then on top of that, It's
I don't
like,
think everyone looks at relation. I really don't. I don't think everyone.
you know what?
looks
Maybe
at,
they don't. They probably. Maybe that's where the problem is
I
lying.
think there's
I
a
don't
group
know.
of people like us that like as soon as you start to fall in love or you start to
You freak the
feel,
fuck out and you run.
Yeah,
for the
you're like,
hills.
well, shit, that's gonna hurt. And so instead of just accepting that and moving on with the relationship and getting to know them, you're
Yep.
like, I don't want to get hurt in 6
Yep.
months, so I'm gonna go ahead and block you out right now because
the time invested feels a lot worse. I also feel like I really have had like all my relationships have been like long-term relationships, and even people that I've talked to, they've all come back around at some point.
oh,
Like,
they always come back.
yeah, so like in between
always come back.
high school boyfriend and like current ex, I talked to 3 people in that time frame. All 3 of them have circled back around. One of them
Oh yeah, it's like
one of them is on his way to 30 and still has not found a relationship. The other one was
relationships are a circle.
fucking weirdo, and the third one is married with kids now and is still messaging me. So.
I'm literally a hamster on a wheel. I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is all my exes. This is me, a hamster on a wheel,
But
just
I couldn't
over and over
imagine,
and over
like,
and over again.
Like those 3, like casually sliding in my DMs here and there. Like I couldn't imagine any more than that because those don't even get answers. I don't even reply to those. Like I'm just like, okay, like I left you where you're at and you're gonna
Yeah.
stay where you're at.
And that is why I'm pro hard cutoff.
See, but that's the thing though. I'm like, I don't really want to, like, I don't want to do a hard cutoff. Like those people, I'm like, I don't care if you see my story. Like, I don't care that I'm looking at your story.
But you
Like,
have to at first. You have to
fair.
at
That
first.
is fair. That is fair.
So they become
Somebody always
nothing
gets
to
hurt
you.
for
because
sure.
if they are still, even if you have just like this little bit of like, maybe like,
Yeah, I agree with that. That's fair. That
I
is
mean,
fair.
I had, one time I had an ex blocked for like 3 years, unblocked him. And then within like 2 months, I was talking to him again after unblocking him. So that's why, and maybe that's me, but.
I feel like it reopens the
It
cycle.
would.
Yeah, and
So
it
it's
puts you right
like,
back where
yeah,
you
you're
were
just
at.
bleeding again.
100%.
Oh my God. All right.
Which
I-
should we go into the TikTok off this?
Let's watch it, Wyatt. Okay, well, hold on. Let me say
Let's-
this first.
yeah, let's-
Um,
Let's give some backstory on this.
Adam Levine
Talk of the town all over TikTok.
cheated on his model girlfriend.
His Victoria's Secret model, pregnant girlfriend, 3rd child.
Okay, so the craziest part about this video is one, that she posted it all. 2, what Adam said to her.
Yes. Also, before we even get into this, I said this earlier. This girl is absolutely beautiful. I'm taking a picture of her to Shelly on Friday when I go and see her for my lip filler because those are the lips that I want. If I had those, I'd be happy.
Are we sure that's not a filter though?
Those lips, the whole video looked great.
Yeah, but she looks great. I'm not denying that.
Also, I need to know what lip gloss she has on because, wow, it is hitting that light perfectly.
It's definitely a filter, but
Okay,
what
fine. Just play the fucking video. I want the lips. That was all I was trying to get at.
You want to read the caption for more context?
Embarrassed I was involved with a man with this utter lack of remorse and respect.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off because I've retaken this like 10 times now. Essentially, I was having an affair with a man who's married to a Victoria's Secret model. At the time, you know, I was young, I was naive, and I mean, quite frankly, I feel exploited. I wasn't in the scene like I am now.
I wish I was being
So I was
exploited.
definitely very easily manipulated. Maroon 5 is practically elevator music
Okay,
at
wait,
this
pause
point,
it.
so I'm sure you know who Adam
Also, way to throw a punch by saying it's basically elevator music.
It's truly unreal how fucking hot you are. Like, blows my mind. I want to know what she says. Seeing you in person, I was like, probably like, I was fucked. I knew that. You're 50 times hotter in person, and so am I. And like, the confidence of that man.
Yes.
You're
The
hotter in
fact he
person,
came-
but like, me too, bitch.
Like, yeah, he's like, I want to give you a little bit, but I gotta have some too.
Also,
Like,
I want to see Adam Levine in person.
me too. I want to see. I do. I
Prove
feel like
it.
he probably looks like a fucking crackhead.
Prove it. Adam Levine, if you're listening to this,
Prove it, bitch.
come to Wave One Media
We're waiting for you.
next Monday.
Doors will be unlocked, wide open.
Wide open.
Doors will be completely unlocked. These people are walking by like, nice.
We're being there. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
right.
Adam Levine is. But Adam and I were
Who's
seeing each
Adam
other
Levine?
for about a year. After I stopped talking to him over, you know, a period of months, this is how he came back into my life.
Okay, pause it. So, this was the other thing I thought was fucking crazy. So, he says to her, okay, serious question. I'm having another baby, and if it's if it's a boy, I really want to name it Sumner, which is this girl's name. You okay with that? Dead serious.
I thought it was Summer. It's Sumner.
Yes.
What
If
is it?
I found out, one, that my husband was cheating on me, I would be devastated. But two, being pregnant and then finding out he wanted to name our child, like imagine if we fast forwarded this and this never came out, that they did name their kid that. I would literally take me and that baby and fly us off of a fucking cliff. No way in hell. No way. Like the audacity of this man.
Honestly, and
That's wild.
I don't-
Wait, whose phone is this? This is her phone.
This is her phone.
and
yeah.
it's coming, that's a DM from Adam?
Yes.
Why is he DMing her?
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I don't understand. If they are like, if they've been hooking up and everything, which by the way that he's saying it, I do feel like they've like hooked up or whatever. But like, if they're hooking up and everything, why is he
Are they
DMing her on
Fair
Instagram?
point. I didn't even think about that. Like, why are they not
Why
just like
wouldn't
texting?
you just like text?
True.
And also, like, why wouldn't you call her? Because
Right.
that's
It's
not something you
evidence.
want in
Correct.
writing
Correct.
ever. So I mean, it is kind of weird that it's one through Instagram, two he's putting it in writing. Like, what are you doing, Adam?
Yeah, that's wild.
If
I
this
guess
is
that is
true.
true. I didn't even think about that.
Which, you know what? We should look up his Instagram handle. Like, is that even what his Insta?
We're deep diving now.
Now I'm investigating.
Well,
In-
I will
in-
say too, he's
invested.
been all over the place saying that he is denying it right now. So
I mean, that's. But wait, there's no little blue check mark.
I don't know if you have that whenever you're
Messaging.
though. Yeah.
Hold on, let me message him.
Okay, wait. Go ahead and play it though. Go ahead and play it really quick.
I just messaged him.
He said, okay, serious question. I'm having another baby, and if it's a boy, I really want to name it Sumner. You okay with that? Dead serious. I was like, I'm in hell. Like, I have to be in hell at this point. I mean, my morals were unknowingly compromised. I was completely
Unknowingly?
manipulated. I'm gonna handle this privately. I never wanted to come forward because obviously I know the implications that come with doing what I do, making money the way I do, and being an Instagram model. So being tied to a story like this, it's like, I know the stereotypes. I had sent. I had
why
sent some
did she
screenshots
decide to come
recklessly a
out
few
right
friends
now?
without-
See, that's what. Okay, so and when I was looking on TikTok,
Was she just mad because of the baby
Yeah,
thing?
I
You
think-
think
I
like
really
it was
feel
like,
like
okay, that was my final straw.
Yeah, and I also feel like she was like I literally saw some girl say this. It's giving he didn't pick me, and she said her saying, "Oh, I make money the way I do. I'm an Instagram model. I'm this. I'm that." Girl, you literally did this for either more followers, more money, more clout, or you sincerely are dumb. Like, she didn't even have to do this though, because she even says the person that tried to sell the story, which is why she went ahead and did it, didn't even end up selling the story. So she did this on her own. Like, she literally came out and did all this on her own.
Well, and I feel like I feel like there's a lot of lies here, but also I feel
True,
like
there
end
could
of the
be,
day she's hurt, right? Because
Oh, absolutely.
and like I get it. Like, I would be pissed off as well if somebody that like I hooked up with messaged me and asked if they could name their kid after me. Like, I'd be hurt too. I get
But-
why she's getting backlash, because why come out now? Why do this now? Like,
But
You silly bitch,
the
like-
other problem that people are talking about is that she knew he was married and knew he had kids when she started talking to him, and that's where the problem was, is that she knew what she was doing. It takes two to tango for sure.
Yeah.
But her knowing the situation that she was getting herself into and like continuing to be in it is where the problem seems to be.
but she's mad now. She's mad.
yeah, she's big.
So
mad.
basically, she's just
big
like,
mad.
fuck you, Adam, like asking
Yeah.
me if you can name your kid. And it's not like she has a name like Sarah
Yeah,
or
she doesn't-
Ashley.
yeah, like, yeah.
She doesn't have some normal fucking name. Like, her name is Sumner.
Sumner.
Like, Adam, you couldn't think of another name?
Another one, just any,
Fuck
like any
you,
out of every name possible. That was
Get
what
the
we had to
fuck
go
out of
to,
here,
yeah.
dude. No.
Okay, so finish out the rest of this.
Sorry.
that I trusted, and one of them had attempted to sell to a tabloid. So here I am. I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off.
Her lips. I'm not kidding. That's about where it was.
Yeah, let's read some of these comments. But you knew he was married.
That, yeah.
The word for what you're feeling is guilt. You weren't the victim. You weren't the victim here. I was young. Yeah. So okay. So that's another thing that is interesting to me. I was young. How young?
Yeah,
How long
this was
ago
last
was this?
year. If this was last year, yeah. Hold on, I kind of want to go look at her Instagram.
Yeah, was this
too.
last year? Was this 6 years ago? Was this 3 years ago? Like, how?
This person said I was completely manipulated by a man I knew was married. The jokes write themselves.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you said too. Like, she kind of went into it like,
Yeah, and like that's where the problem often lies. It's like the situation is going to be sticky going into
okay,
it
so
that
somebody
way.
said this was less than a year ago. So she wasn't like that young.
Yeah.
I don't know how old she is now, but a married man call me
Because
hot.
I've retaken this like 10 times now.
Okay, so like she is not getting the reaction I feel like she wanted
Right.
from this. There
I
are a
agree
lot of
with
people that
that,
are
yes.
not feeling.
Yes.
Which,
I
like, I'm
would
gonna
agree.
take her side to an extent because I understand being upset when somebody pisses you off, and like for him to message her and ask her that super shitty. But on the other hand, I'm like, today was the day.
See, and
you
like
woke
I
up
said,
and
I
said,
also feel
time
like-
to ruin some lives.
Yeah, and like her doing this, like I said, like she literally is like, I make money the way I do. Like she made sure that she sprinkled that in there, like made sure she
Yeah.
threw that in there. And I just feel like that was also like a way for her to get.
I make money because I'm an
Instagram
Book
model.
me. Like,
I'm
yeah.
an Instagram model. If I put my asshole and my titties out there, I would be too.
I don't know.
Interesting series of events for sure.
Instagram models are interesting to me.
But I also will say she's very pretty. She's very pretty. I
She
will
is
not
very
take that away
pretty.
from her. She's gorgeous. I'm not kidding. I'm really going to take a picture of her lips with me to my appointment on Friday. Yeah.
Do you feel like the beauty industry right now is changing as far as body type?
Yeah, I think that we're going back to deathly skinny.
The crackhead era
I
is
think
back.
I think it's back. I think it's back. I also think that
So I should have pulled it up, or I should have brought it. But there was a side by side picture today that I saw of Kim Kardashian. She was on the Ellen Show, and it was like Ellen Show in 2016 compared to now, and she has lost a significant amount of weight.
which that's already been like a huge thing in the media right now too. But I don't know if it's necessarily like. I just feel like the BBLs are going out, like being thick is going out, like all of that stuff is like on its way out. Where it was so big for the last 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years even.
Yeah.
So I do think a lot of that's changing. But I would agree with you. I think that like the skinny's coming back in. I also do
Which
feel
is-
like people are going back to more of like a natural face look too, more like natural lived in hair.
But that is one
like-
thing that I hate about the beauty industry is that like celebrities and stuff decide it, and then
Yes.
people that really don't have the money to
are out
be
here doing that shit. Yeah, like all the girls that got BBLs botched as fuck. Like now they gotta live with that. Like we're back in the
No,
skinny
now you
era,
gotta go
man.
get your ass
Yeah,
deflated.
what are you gonna do with
Like-
that? What are you gonna do with that?
Like, how do you even deflate an ass? I don't know.
Sit on it hard,
They're just like, no.
hoping that it pops out the side if they sit down too hard. Ma'am, your BBL is on the floor. I think you dropped it.
Like, do you just like cut it out? Like, I have no idea. I've never really like. Is it? So wait, when you get a BBL, is it like a boob job where it's
You can't
like,
sit. It's like very painful too, from what I've heard.
Well, I know you can't sit for like the first 2 weeks, which is hilarious to just like think
To lay
like,
on your stomach.
especially because a lot of people get them out of the country, so they're just having to come back on a plane. Like.
How do you come back on the plane?
Well, I think for like a lot of people stay wherever they got it. If it's like Brazil or whatever, they stay for the first week and they just lay in a bed.
But then you
on their
think about
tummies.
it, for you to come back and have to sit on a plane for several hours after 2 weeks, that would be terrible. I couldn't even imagine. Why? I wouldn't do that anyway. Like I've never wanted a boob job. I've never wanted a BBL. I'm chilling. I'm good. Don't ever want to do a surgery like that if it's unnecessary.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like now it's making me feel like I need to be like crackhead skinny again.
It's where it's going. It's where it's heading.
Okay, sorry. I literally had to pause because I had to pee.
And also, we're circling back around to this Adam Levine thing
Okay.
real quick.
All right.
So, also, this just happened yesterday. So, like, anything that's going to happen after this, like, we'll have to get to next week. But he put on his story, a lot is being said about me right now, and I want to clear the air. I used poor judgment in speaking with with anyone other than my wife in any kind of flirtatious manner. I did not have an affair. Nevertheless, I crossed the line during a regrettable period in my life. In certain instances, it became inappropriate, and I have addressed that and have taken proactive steps to remedy this with my family. My wife
My
family is all I care about in this world.
I thought he was like, sorry, mom.
Yeah, literally. To be this naive and stupid enough to risk the only thing that truly matters to me was the greatest risk I could ever make. I will never make it again. I will take full responsibility. We will get through it, and we will get through it together. Which I also saw someone saying like he has no right to like speak for her, but I kind of
I need to know. I didn't even know
hold
who
on.
he's dating, to be honest. I really didn't know that he was dating. I don't keep up with like.
I don't either. I'm not big on like celebrity
this-
drama like
yeah,
that either.
this
This
one
is
is-
the only thing I'll ever talk about.
No, I'll talk about this shit all the time, but I don't keep up with like who they're dating. Oh, whoa!
I don't know how to say
Way
that.
better name than Sumner,
Sumner?
whatever. Summon.
She hasn't posted anything. So the last thing she posted was 5 days ago, and it was her being pregnant with her third child.
Oh my God. So, okay. So that is so interesting that she decided to come out with this 5 days after.
Which is why I was just telling Wyatt, I was like, I seriously think that's what she was doing. Like, it literally is giving like, he didn't pick me. Like, if you were talking to someone and like you were having an affair with him and then you find out that his wife's pregnant, like I'd be bitter. I'd be upset.
Okay. So honestly, I think what happened is and I don't think he's lying. I do think that like he probably sent some really inappropriate DMs, which absolutely don't fucking do that. Don't DM girls. Like, don't. If
Don't
you're
cross the
also
line.
like, I'm
Don't
one of those
cross the
people like,
line.
if you're gonna cheat, like, be smart about it. Don't put it in writing.
Yeah.
Don't do it in front of them. Like, act smart when you're cheating.
Well, especially with them being in the light that they are, like it's going to be so easy for someone to do exactly what she did and
Yeah.
ruin your whole life. That easy.
But yeah, I think what happened is she saw that she was pregnant again. It does give me, I didn't get
Yep.
picked vibes.
Yes. Yep.
Which I don't know, because I feel like I've been in situations where it's like I want to tell them so bad, like guys that have like been in my DMs or guys that I didn't know that they were dating someone, which she knew.
Yes.
But
And
like
that-
you
like I
want
said,
to
that's,
tell
like,
them
the
so
problem.
bad, but I tell you, like, it never works out in your favor, no matter what. Even if you are 100% in the right for saying something, even if it was 100% their fault and they were being the asshole, you telling the girl never works out in your favor.
But it would have made more.
Ever.
It would have made more sense for her to go to her than it would have going on TikTok viral with it.
Right, exactly.
So even if she wasn't gonna get anything out of it other than a clear conscience,
Yeah.
at least going to her would have made more sense than her posting it to TikTok for the whole world to see.
yeah, that's
Because
I just feel like no
I'm
matter
saying. Like that's
what,
where it
it's
feels
just
like
not
she's trying to
worth
get
it.
clout, or she's trying to get more money or more followers, whatever the case may be. It's just kind of like,
Okay, so wait, have you ever had to tell
have I ever
somebody?
been bent?
Have you ever been bent, girl?
You ever been bent?
What's
bitch?
up? Fuckboy energy coming out now. What's up, girl? You ever been bent? You trying to?
All right, we're gonna flip the script. You ever been bent over?
Because I go hard.
Anyway, sorry, I had to throw that in there because that's what I thought you said.
Wait, does being bent mean getting drunk? Or
Being bent over, like being bent over.
I thought like I'm bent right now. Like I'm drunk. No?
I hope that you are not saying I'm bent right now in any fucking setting that you're supposed to be drinking in.
Oh, we're about to look up the Urban Dictionary. Bent.
Oh, wait!
Oh. Okay. Well, okay. That's
Okay, well,
just,
that's not what I
For
would
example,
know.
Kurt is bent.
Okay, keep going. The city.
Intoxicated!
Wait, keep going.
I think bent means everything.
I think it could mean literally anything at this point.
I'm irritated. I'm drunk. I'm gay.
Injured or fucked up or messed up.
Injured.
Next level are being tilted.
To seize? If you're just having a seizure, you're like, I'm a little bent right now.
Similar to swag, but could mean aloha. Okay, first
What?
off, can anybody get on Urban Dictionary and put what they think it means?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I
well
think
then
that's the
this
point.
has no credit to it.
Swag
at
and
all.
aloha are not the same thing at all.
Dope, sick, amazing, awful, disgusting, sinful, parallel used to dude. No.
Wait, what was I talking about? Why was I talking about getting bent?
You weren't. I thought you said
Okay,
bent,
wait,
but
no. Have
didn't
you
say
have
bent.
you ever one felt like you had to tell the girl, or been the girl that got told, hey, you're your man's is
I have not. I don't think I've been the girl. I've been both.
Yeah, so have I. I have been on both sides, and I can tell you, neither one of them ever feels good.
No.
It never works out
Nope.
because I have been reached out to by a girl.
Me too.
Like my college boyfriend. She said like, hey, just
too.
wanted to let you know, like he's been reaching out to me still.
Me too.
And I didn't take her side. I was young, and I was like, he loves me, and you're jealous.
He loves me.
He loves me.
I also feel
You're
though,
jealous. When in reality, that's probably not how it was, but that's like how your brain works. So I don't feel like it ever works.
But
out
I feel
in
like men
favor.
are so good at playing a fiddle like that if it's not you, it will be her.
Oh.
And that's where we get.
What was crazy is that when I confronted him about it, he like confessed everything. And almost, I feel like when you are willing
He got
to
the
just
Holy
say,
Ghost.
he got the Holy Ghost.
And started speaking in
He started
tongues,
speaking in tongues.
which I could have been very good in your case. Which could have been everything you were needing in that moment. Anyway.
I got him cheating. And he started speaking in tongues.
He started
doing stuff with his
speaking in
tongue. I mean,
tongues. Anyway.
It worked out.
Sorry. Pull it back. Sorry.
and then I've also been the girl that's like told someone like,
Being told, I feel like is not that it hurts any more or less, but I really don't like being on that end. And I've only been on that end one time.
oh, being told.
And the one time that I was
makes
on
your
that end,
stomach drop.
yes, I was unwell, like didn't eat for 3 days. I was so upset.
You're like,
I
but I'm
cried.
skinny now.
I'm skinty. Yeah, that's not ever a fun feeling. But yes, I've been on both ends. Reluctantly.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, okay, which side would you rather be on?
I would rather be telling someone because at least I don't have the anticipation around it. And like, I also don't feel like, I don't like, you know how I am. I don't like surprises. I am a very anxious person. So I would rather be the one in the knowing, telling.
You don't
than
like
being
any
the
surprises?
one-
Like not even surprise birthdays?
Fuck no. I ruin all surprises. Like if I'm not good at keeping secrets either. So like if you like tell me you're gonna have a surprise party, not secrets like that. But like if you're gonna tell me like, hey, we're having a surprise party for so
As
and
I've
so,
told Heidi
I will-
every secret I've
Yeah,
ever had. She's
I'm
like,
like, I
I'm
will
not good at
literally-
keeping them, just so
no,
you know.
not
Everyone
like that.
knows everything.
I'm good at keeping people's secrets. I'm at that step. I'm saying like I'm not good at surprises. That's what I should say. Like
Okay.
if someone is like, hey, we're having a surprise birthday party for so and so, I'm gonna go up to them and be like, I can't wait to see you. I'm gonna ruin it every time.
Yeah. Oh my God, I did ruin somebody's surprise party one time on accident. And the girl that was throwing the surprise party was
Beat your
there. Well, she was there, and I was like, okay, so
How do
we
we
were
get out
supposed to
of this
go.
hole?
We were supposed to go floating down the river.
What? For the surprise party? All right, that's done. Okay.
We were going. I don't know. We were going cabrewing or whatever. Okay, so like,
Brewing? What is that?
I have these two. First off, I have these two friends that
It's literally
always
a piece of cardboard.
They
and a
always
broomstick.
throw a surprise party for each other every year. So like they know the surprise is coming, but they capitalize on it
yeah.
being a surprise. They just want it to be a surprise. They don't want to know what they're doing for
See,
each
I don't
other,
like that shit.
which is odd. So like they know that one of them's going to throw the surprise party for them, but they don't know what it's going to be. So that year it was going canoeing or cabrewing. It's where you tie up all these like you guys don't know about this?
Okay, I'm gonna take a wild guess that cabrewing is you just tying up your fucking canoes and drinking and letting it float.
Yeah, so you tie up all these like
Yeah.
canoes together, and then you don't paddle at all. You just kind of let it take you to wherever you want to go, and you just float down the river. Anyway, so I accidentally. One of my friends was like, "Oh, I think we should smoke weed," and I was like, "On
Weed gets Sarah every time.
I was like on the river, and then I completely ruined the surprise because.
You said, "Oh yeah,
On the river.
That's where it got sticky.
But normally I'm quite good at surprises.
normally I'm quite the best at keeping everybody's
I am
secrets.
quite good at it.
Yeah, I only tell my best friends stuff, and that's all my deepest, darkest, bad secrets.
My
have gotten me in
therapist.
trouble.
See
No,
a
my therapist
therapist.
was not good. My therapist, I had to break up with her back in Terre Haute, Miss Rebecca.
I couldn't stop lying to my therapist. No joke. I lied to her so much. I was like trying to impress my therapist. Have you ever been like, I wanted people to like me so much that I lied to my therapist. I was like, I'm not even that hurt. Like, yeah, it's
I'm
like,
not even that hurt.
I don't know. it's stupid that he cheated on me, but like, I don't really care. She's like,
My therapist
"You don't-"
encouraged me to do everything that I've done in the past year. So, I mean, she did do one good thing for me for sure, besides listen to all of my problems.
But you had to break up. How was that breakup?
That was a really hard one.
The hardest one
No, that one was really hard.
with your therapist. That's the hardest breakup you've had.
It was, yeah. It was. Cause she was like, she definitely like, I mean, that was like a really like hard time in my life anyway. There was a lot of transition happening and a lot of uncertainty and a lot of just like weird emotions. And I think if I wouldn't have had a therapist in that time, things would have been a lot messier than they were. So it was hard, but I also felt like there towards the end, after we had like talked about a lot of stuff and I resolved a lot of stuff, it was almost like she was like disinterested. Like I wasn't like exciting enough for her anymore. I'm like, Rebecca, you bitch.
You're like, do you not like me?
No, literally, I'm not kidding.
The stories I've told you is,
Dude, I'm
pure
not
free
kidding.
entertainment.
The
bitch.
last
Like,
session I had with her, I remember I'm like sitting there and I'm like, okay, like this is my plan. This is what I'm doing. Like this is what's in motion. Like I move on this date, everything. She's like, good. That's good. And like we sat there for literally probably 2 minutes. I'm not kidding, just staring at each other. Like pure silence. It was so freaking awkward. And like at the end of it, she's like, our time might get cut a little short today. She's like, do you have anything else like you want to talk about? And I'm like, Rebecca, are you kicking me
Rebecca.
out? Are you breaking up with me? But yeah,
You're like, I just told you about my breakup, and now you're gonna break up with me, like right now, dude.
which granted, she had some really really concerning patients. So I'm sure I was probably actually on like the lesser end of the crazy shit she had to deal with. There was a 16-year-old that had her appointments. I had my appointments the same day, like on the same day every week at the same time. And there was a girl that followed in after me, and she was like this like 16, 17-year-old like troubled teen girl. And she came in crying every single fucking day. And I'm like,
Before she even walked in, she was like, I got the
every
waterworks
day.
already
Yeah.
prepared.
So I feel like low-key Rebecca was probably preparing for her like
Yeah.
before me, because I knew that girl
Rebecca
was probably
was
a lot.
tired.
Yeah, Rebecca probably went home and cried herself. She probably sat in a bathtub with a McUltra and cried herself.
Okay, so we'll talk about therapists more next week. I do want to hit on that topic, but since we're running out of time, just a quick vote: is Adam Levine in the right or the wrong, or is Sumner in the right or in the wrong?
Let us know. We need definite
No, you
feedback.
tell me, Heidi.
What?
What do you think?
I think
She goes, we need help.
No, we
I can't make this decision.
no. That's me in every situation.
You're like, yes,
I-
somebody else make
No,
this
I
decision
think-
for us,
I
please.
think they're both in the wrong. I always say this. I'm like, I think it takes two to tango, but looking at it, one, he shouldn't be messaging other people being married, and two, she shouldn't be entertaining a man that is married with a family, because she knows
Who's more wrong?
Yeah, who's more wrong? That's what I mean. Like, two wrongs don't make a right. That's like, they're both in the wrong for different reasons.
I think she's more wrong. I do.
I agree. I agree with that.
And not
But-
that I don't owe Adam anything. He's never DM'd me. I did just DM him.
Which, if you want to DM me, Adam, my DMs are open.
You're like, and I will talk about this on TikTok if you do.
I will.
Just so you know,
I will do what needs to be
absolutely
done.
choose the most toxic way.
I will.
But yeah, I just think she did it at the wrong time. If it was a year ago, you had the opportunity to say
do it way
something a year
before now,
ago.
yeah.
During her pregnancy post, like, blah, rude.
Stealing her thunder. I'm sorry. I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, bad timing. It's like somebody getting married and you stopping them at the altar and being like, I fucked him. Like,
I fucked him. I'm sorry. I fucked him.
I don't know, but yeah.
All
Okay, we're gonna end this. Heidi, where can they find you at?
Follow me on Instagram at H for Heidi. I'm also trying to TikTok right now. I don't really know where that's going. And then follow me on Twitter at Heidi Nicole 3.
You can find me everywhere.
Everywhere.
You can-
Find me, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305. Find me everywhere. Like, subscribe, comment, share
find
with
me-
all your friends.
You can find me anywhere and everywhere you'd like to.
Mr. Worldwide.
At Sarah Pop Tarts.
Sarah Poop Farts.
Read my TikTok comments. Those are always fun. I do that. Instagram, Twitter, and then subscribe to this because it makes us feel really cool when we get a new subscriber.
Yeah. We love it. We love it. We love it.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.